In the heart of a quiet, picturesque town named Willowbrook, nestled among the rolling hills and thickets of ancient oaks, lay an enigma that cast a shadow over its otherwise idyllic setting, the silent children's playground. Willowbrook was a place of tranquility, its residents living their lives in harmonious simplicity. But the playground was an exception, shrouded in whispers and mystique. It was a playground like no other, known far and wide for the tales that swirled around it. Long ago, children used to laugh and play here, filling the air with innocent joy. However, these children, as the stories went, had vanished into the mists of time, leaving behind nothing but a haunting silence that clung to the place like a spectral shroud. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the playground, its swings swayed gently, like ghosts reliving their long-lost laughter. The wind whispered secrets through the rustling leaves, and the trees stood like silent sentinels, bearing witness to a tale that had confounded the town for generations. No one dared to enter the playground after dark, for it was said that the spirits of those lost children came out to play in the moon's cold light. Their laughter, some claimed, echoed through the night like an eerie lullaby, chilling the hearts of those who ventured too close. Though Willowbrook was a town of tight-knit community, this place was a forbidden realm, a reminder that some mysteries were best left unsolved. Yet, curiosity, as it often does, gnawed at the edges of the townsfolk's minds, tempting them to unlock the secrets of the silent children's playground. Locals in Willowbrook shared tales of generations long past, stories passed down from grandparent to grandchild, each tale tinged with a sense of foreboding. They spoke of the children who had once played gleefully in the silent children's playground, their laughter echoing through the town like a melody of innocence. The vanished children were a mystery, their existence almost spectral in nature. No one knew exactly when they had disappeared, but the legend had etched itself into the town's collective memory. The children's laughter, like the tinkling of wind chimes, used to fill the air, bringing joy to the hearts of parents and an abundance of life to the town. But then, as suddenly as the laughter had come, it vanished. One by one, the children had disappeared, and the playground fell into eerie stillness. The absence of their voices left behind a silence that was almost unnatural, as if the very earth and air mourned their loss. The once vibrant playground now lay deserted, its swings swaying in ghostly solitude, a chilling reminder of the life that once thrived there. Over time, the grass grew wild, and the flowers wilted, as if nature itself wept for the children who never returned. It was this silence that haunted Willowbrook, that filled the playground with an otherworldly aura. The town's residents spoke of it in hushed tones, some believing that the laughter of the lost children still echoed at night, while others regarded the playground as a cursed place, better left unexplored. In the heart of Willowbrook, among the cobblestone streets and charming cottages, there lived a young mother named Emily. She was a woman of curiosity and determination, always drawn to the unexplained and mysterious. Emily had moved to Willowbrook several years ago, seeking solace in the town's tranquility after the loss of her husband. She found comfort in its warm, welcoming community, but she couldn't escape the allure of the town's most enduring enigma, the silent children's playground. Emily was a loving and caring mother to her daughter, Lily. At the tender age of 7, Lily was a bright, inquisitive child, full of life and laughter. She had her mother's spirit, a spark of curiosity that shone in her bright, hazel eyes. Despite her youth, Lily had an uncanny ability to sense the unspoken emotions of others, a gift that often led her to ask questions that left Emily both amazed and perplexed. Emily and Lily were a tightly bonded pair, finding solace in one another after the family tragedy that had brought them to Willowbrook. As a mother, Emily was deeply protective of her daughter, but she also admired the spark of adventure that glowed within Lily. Perhaps it was this shared spirit of curiosity that led them on a fateful journey to the silent children's playground, a journey that would test the bonds of their love and courage in the face of the unknown. In the weeks following their arrival in Willowbrook, Emily's curiosity had begun to grow like an insatiable flame. She couldn't escape the pull of the town's most enduring mystery, the silent children's playground. The more she heard whispered about it in hushed conversations at the local market or during neighborhood gatherings, the stronger her desire to unravel its secrets became. As Emily settled into her new life, she found herself increasingly drawn to the legends surrounding the playground. Her daily walks with Lily took them past the deserted swings and empty slides, casting a long shadow of intrigue over her thoughts. The more she heard about the laughter of the vanished children and the chilling silence that now shrouded the place, the more Emily felt the urge to visit the playground herself. Skepticism gnawed at the edges of her curiosity. Emily was a practical woman, not easily swayed by superstition, and she couldn't help but wonder if there was a rational explanation for the playground's eerie reputation. Perhaps it was just a story spawned from the overactive imaginations of the town's residents. Yet, as the days passed, her skepticism warred with an increasing desire to see the place for herself. She yearned to separate fact from fiction, to understand what could have led to the stories of the silent children. One evening, after dinner, as Emily and Lily sat by the cozy hearth in their cottage, the decision was made. They would venture to the playground at sunset and, once and for all, determine if the superstitions were rooted in reality or mere fantasy. It was a choice that would set them on a path to confront the unknown, testing their beliefs and courage in unforeseen ways. The decision hung heavy in the evening air, a choice that would lead Emily and Lily on a journey into the heart of Willowbrook's most haunting enigma. The sun dipped lower in the sky, casting long shadows over the quaint town, as mother and daughter prepared for their venture to the silent children's playground. Emily watched Lily with a mixture of love and concern as she donned her little coat and tied her shoelaces. The young girl's eyes sparkled with excitement, her face lit by a brave determination that matched her mother's own. As the minutes ticked away, Emily couldn't shake the sense of unease that had been growing within her since they'd made the decision. The sky turned into a canvas of deep orange and rich purples, a tapestry that hinted at the mysteries of the approaching night. Emily's skepticism battled with her motherly instincts, the tug of curiosity challenging her desire to protect her daughter. Yet, she had made her choice, and she would stand by it, guiding Lily into the unknown, hoping to prove the superstitions wrong and satisfy her own growing need to understand the truth. With Lily's hand in hers, they set out on their journey, leaving their cottage behind as they walked down the cobbled streets of Willowbrook. Their destination loomed in the distance, the deserted playground bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun. As they neared the entrance, the creaking of the swings and the soft rustle of leaves seemed to whisper secrets to them. They stepped onto the playground, the ground beneath them bearing the weight of countless untold stories, their fates intertwined with those of the lost children. The sun dipped below the horizon, and the stage was set for an encounter with the silent children, a journey that would challenge their perceptions and unravel a truth more haunting than they could have ever imagined. As Emily and Lily stepped onto the silent children's playground, a profound stillness greeted them. The playground, which had once been a haven of youthful exuberance, now lay in silent abandonment. The fading light of the setting sun painted long, eerie shadows on the swings and slides, casting a ghostly pallor over the scene. The swings swayed gently, as though moved by an invisible hand, and the rusted chains creaked in a mournful lament for the children who once played here. Lily's hazel eyes, wide with anticipation, darted around the deserted area, taking in every rustling leaf and whispering breeze, searching for signs of life that were no longer there. The trees that surrounded the playground stood sentinel, their branches intertwined like ancient guardians. Their leaves rustled, as if trying to share the tales of the lost children with the newcomers. The sense of foreboding grew, and Emily couldn't help but feel a shiver down her spine, though she knew the chill was more a product of her imagination than reality. Despite the eerie atmosphere, Lily's spirit remained unbroken. She darted toward the empty swings, curiosity shining brightly in her eyes. Emily watched her daughter with a mix of pride and trepidation. As the first stars began to twinkle in the darkening sky, the stage was set for their exploration of the silent children's playground. The eerie silence that enveloped them seemed to hold secrets of its own, waiting to be unveiled as mother and daughter ventured deeper into the heart of the mystery. As the twilight deepened and the stars started to shimmer above, Emily and Lily wandered deeper into the silent children's playground. The swings creaked with each gentle breeze, and the shadows seemed to thicken around them. Lily's laughter, so carefree and genuine, began to blend with the melancholy ambience of the place as she explored the playground's forgotten corners. At one point, as she approached the dilapidated slide, she suddenly froze in her tracks, her face painted with a mixture of awe and uncertainty. Emily, sensing something was amiss, hastened to her daughter's side, her heart pounding in her chest. "Lily, what is it?" Emily asked, her voice filled with a mother's instinctive concern. Lily pointed toward the darkened woods at the edge of the playground, her small finger trembling. "Can you hear that, Mommy?" A distant, ethereal sound reached their ears, faint and elusive, like the distant echoes of children's laughter. The haunting sound was just barely audible, but it sent shivers down Emily's spine. It was as if the very air around them had come to life with the giggles of children who were not there. Emily strained her ears, trying to make sense of the eerie sound. Her skepticism battled with a growing unease as the laughter continued, growing more distinct. It wasn't a figment of her imagination or the wind playing tricks. There was something undeniably unsettling about it. Lily's hazel eyes searched the darkness, her curiosity melding with an instinctive awareness that something extraordinary was happening. As they stood there, they became aware that the laughter was moving closer, becoming less distant and more tangible, sending a chill down their spines. It was as though invisible children were drawing near, their laughter growing louder with each passing moment. Fear gripped Emily, but she couldn't deny the undeniable truth. Lily wasn't the only one who heard the eerie laughter of the silent children. The question that lingered in the air was whether it was a supernatural phenomenon or something more earthly, a question that would remain unanswered as the children's laughter continued to fill the night. The eerie laughter of the silent children continued to crescendo, enveloping Emily and Lily in a shroud of tension and uncertainty. As the sound drew nearer, their hearts pounded in unison, their breaths quickening in a rhythm of both fear and fascination. Emily grasped Lily's hand tightly, her protective instincts taking over, even as her own curiosity gnawed at her. She searched the darkness beyond the playground, her eyes darting in every direction, trying to discern the source of the otherworldly laughter. But all she could see were the still, looming trees and the deepening shadows. Lily, on the other hand, seemed captivated by the laughter, her eyes fixed on a point in the woods where the sound seemed most pronounced. Her face bore an expression of wonder mixed with a childlike innocence, as if the laughter held some enchanting magic that drew her in. The tension in the air was palpable, a silent understanding that they were on the cusp of an extraordinary and unsettling revelation. Emily fought to reconcile her skepticism with the undeniable reality of what they were experiencing. She had always been a rational woman, grounded in the tangible world, but the silent children's playground was challenging the boundaries of her beliefs. As the laughter echoed and swirled around them, a sense of disquiet settled over Emily and Lily. They were caught between two worlds, neither able to explain nor deny the inexplicable. It was a moment suspended in time, a fragile balance between fear and curiosity, as the children's laughter drew closer, daring them to uncover the truth behind the silent children and the chilling silence that had haunted Willowbrook for so long. In the eerie stillness of the playground, Emily and Lily found themselves drawn toward the source of the haunting laughter. Lily, with her small hand firmly in her mother's grip, led the way. The laughter, now unmistakably real and unceasing, seemed to guide them deeper into the darkening woods. As they ventured further from the playground's dimly lit perimeter, the dense trees closed in around them, their gnarled branches forming a shadowy canopy above. The forest floor was blanketed in fallen leaves, whispering secrets with each step, adding to the unsettling ambience. Yet, Lily's steps remained resolute, her gaze unwavering as she continued to follow the ethereal laughter. Emily, her skepticism giving way to an unspoken urgency, couldn't help but feel a growing unease. The air grew colder, the atmosphere thick with tension, and the very ground beneath their feet seemed to pulse with an inexplicable energy. The laughter now surrounded them, coming from every direction, as if the invisible children were dancing in circles around mother and daughter, just out of sight. Emily tried to call out, to ask if anyone was there, but her voice faltered, carried away by the haunting mirth. As they pressed on, the forest itself seemed to become a labyrinth, a shifting and changing entity that defied their sense of direction. Time seemed to warp, making it impossible to gauge how long they had been walking in pursuit of the laughter. The unease that had been a mere whisper now swelled into a crescendo of fear and anticipation. Emily's instincts screamed at her to turn back, to protect her daughter from this inexplicable and unsettling encounter. But Lily's determination and the allure of discovery pressed them forward, deeper into the heart of the mystery. As the haunting laughter continued, the line between what was real and what was supernatural blurred, leaving them with more questions than answers, and the chilling sensation that they were being drawn into something beyond their understanding. As Emily and Lily pressed forward into the heart of the woods, the eerie laughter of the silent children grew louder, more exuberant, and undeniably closer. The spectral sound encircled them, closing in from every angle, its chilling echoes resonating through the very core of their beings. Their unease deepened, and the previously drawn path through the forest became a tangled web of uncertainty. They tried to retrace their steps, to find a way back to the safety of the playground, but the forest seemed to conspire against them, its winding paths leading them further into its depths, away from the world they knew. Emily's protective instincts were on high alert, and she held Lily's hand in a vice-like grip, every maternal instinct urging her to shield her daughter from whatever spectral force was responsible for the laughter. She whispered reassurances to Lily, hoping to maintain a facade of strength, but her voice quivered as they fought to escape the haunting sound. Lily, her curiosity now mixed with an undertone of fear, looked up at her mother with wide, hazel eyes. She wanted to leave, to return to the safety of their home, but it was as if the forest itself defied their wishes, pulling them further into its dark heart. The laughter grew so close that it was as if invisible children were playing tag just out of sight. It was an inescapable presence, a constant reminder that they were no longer alone in the woods. Panic clung to Emily and Lily like a shroud, their hearts racing, their breaths coming in frantic gasps. Desperation fueled their efforts to find an exit, to break free from the relentless sound that seemed to taunt them. The world around them seemed to blur and shift, as if the forest itself was conspiring to keep them entangled in this ghostly game. As they pressed on, the silent children's laughter became an ever-present and inescapable companion, driving them to the brink of terror and a confrontation with the unknown. With the chilling realization that the laughter had no visible source, fear began to seize Emily and Lily like a vice. Panic welled up in their chests, and their hearts raced in unison, echoing the frantic beat of a retreat they knew they had to make. Without a second thought, Emily clutched Lily's hand, her fingers trembling with fear and determination, and turned to retrace their steps. The laughter pursued them, relentless and ghostly, echoing through the dark woods like a malevolent presence. Each step they took felt like an eternity, the forest's twisting pathways disorienting them as they fought to escape the eerie sound. Their breath came in ragged gasps, their footsteps pounding in rhythm with the racing of their hearts. As they fled the forest, the towering trees and the haunting laughter slowly began to recede, releasing their grip on the mother and daughter. The woods seemed to resist their departure, their retreat marked by a sense of foreboding, as though the silent children themselves did not want to let them go. When they finally emerged from the woods and into the dim light of the playground, the relief that washed over them was palpable. They stood there, chests heaving, their faces etched with a mixture of terror and astonishment. The laughter, though still haunting, was now at a distance, a sinister echo of their otherworldly encounter. Emily and Lily shared a silent, unspoken agreement to leave, to escape the relentless grip of the silent children's playground, to return to the world of the living. With one last look back at the desolate swings and the dark woods, they made their hasty exit. Their footsteps quickened, their fear compelling them to put as much distance as possible between themselves and the inexplicable horrors they had just encountered. The haunting laughter of the silent children, ever present in their memories, now echoed in the distance, a chilling reminder of the terror they had experienced. Emily and Lily had ventured into a world beyond their understanding, and the memory of that night would forever linger in the shadows of their minds, a reminder of the inexplicable that lurked just beyond the veil of the known. With the chilling realization that the laughter had no visible source, fear began to seize Emily and Lily like a vice. Panic welled up in their chests, and their hearts raced in unison, echoing the frantic beat of a retreat they knew they had to make. Without a second thought, Emily clutched Lily's hand, her fingers trembling with fear and determination, and turned to retrace their steps. The laughter pursued them, relentless and ghostly, echoing through the dark woods like a malevolent presence. Each step they took felt like an eternity, the forest's twisting pathways disorienting them as they fought to escape the eerie sound. Their breath came in ragged gasps, their footsteps pounding in rhythm with the racing of their hearts. As they fled the forest, the towering trees and the haunting laughter slowly began to recede, releasing their grip on the mother and daughter. The woods seemed to resist their departure, their retreat marked by a sense of foreboding, as though the silent children themselves did not want to let them go. When they finally emerged from the woods and into the dim light of the playground, the relief that washed over them was palpable. They stood there, chests heaving, their faces etched with a mixture of terror and astonishment. The laughter, though still haunting, was now at a distance, a sinister echo of their otherworldly encounter. Emily and Lily shared a silent, unspoken agreement to leave, to escape the relentless grip of the silent children's playground, to return to the world of the living. With one last look back at the desolate swings and the dark woods, they made their hasty exit. Their footsteps quickened, their fear compelling them to put as much distance as possible between themselves and the inexplicable horrors they had just encountered. The haunting laughter of the silent children, ever present in their memories, now echoed in the distance, a chilling reminder of the terror they had experienced. Emily and Lily had ventured into a world beyond their understanding, and the memory of that night would forever linger in the shadows of their minds, a reminder of the inexplicable that lurked just beyond the veil of the known. Emily and Lily rushed away from the silent children's playground, their hurried footsteps echoing through the quiet town of Willowbrook. The eerie laughter of the lost children pursued them, like a relentless specter, refusing to release its grip on their senses. The cobblestone streets of the town seemed to stretch on endlessly as they sprinted towards their home. Their hearts hammered in their chests, and terror painted their faces with a raw, primal fear. Their breaths came in desperate gasps, as if they were being pursued by an otherworldly force. Lily's small feet carried her with remarkable speed, her hazel eyes wide with terror and determination. She clung to her mother's hand as Emily led the way, her maternal instincts now the driving force that propelled them forward. As they reached the threshold of their cottage, they flung open the door and bolted inside. The laughter, still hauntingly close, seemed to hesitate at the doorway, unable to cross the threshold into their sanctuary. The air inside was filled with their frantic breaths, the pulse of their racing hearts, and the overwhelming relief of safety. With the door securely locked, they huddled together in the dimly lit living room, their bodies trembling and their minds reeling from the inexplicable encounter. The laughter remained a distant and eerie echo, a reminder of the terrors they had faced, but it could not breach the haven of their home. In the silence that followed, the memory of their escape hung heavily in the room. Emily and Lily clung to each other, finding solace in their shared ordeal. The encounter with the silent children had forever altered their perception of the world, leaving them with a haunting awareness of the supernatural that lurked just beyond the veil of the known. Their experience was a reminder that some mysteries were best left unexplored, that the boundaries of the rational world were not always fixed. As they nestled together in the safety of their home, They couldn't help but wonder about the chilling laughter that still whispered in the night, a sound that would forever linger in the shadows of their minds. Emily and Lily's escape from the silent children's playground did little to shake the haunting laughter that pursued them. If anything, it seemed to grow louder, more insistent, as they made their way through the dimly lit streets of Willowbrook. With each step, the laughter closed in, echoing through the cobblestone streets and the quaint houses that lined their path. The eerie sound seemed to encircle them, as though the silent children were following, invisible specters on their heels. The town, once a sanctuary of serenity, now felt like a labyrinth of chilling echoes. The laughter was relentless, and its cadence matched the pace of their racing hearts. Fear clung to them like a shadow, the awareness that they were not alone in the dark, that they were being pursued by forces they couldn't comprehend. They quickened their steps, the rhythmic pounding of their feet in time with the rising tempo of the laughter. Their breaths came in shallow gasps, each corner they turned in the winding streets heightening their disorientation. The town, which had once felt so welcoming, had become a maze of fear and uncertainty. The haunting laughter was no longer distant, it was as if it was right behind them, an unseen force that refused to be shaken. Their sprint towards the safety of their cottage became a desperate race against the relentless echoes that dogged their every step. With a final burst of adrenaline, they reached their doorstep and flung open the door. The eerie laughter seemed to hesitate at the threshold, as if acknowledging the boundary of their home. Emily and Lily slammed the door shut, their chests heaving, their faces etched with the raw terror of their encounter. As the haunting laughter lingered just beyond their sanctuary, they realized that they had not escaped the silent children's grip. The specter of their experience had followed them home, a reminder that some mysteries were not easily left behind, that the boundaries of the known and the unknown could blur in the most unsettling of ways. In the silence that followed, the chilling echoes of their ordeal remained, a constant reminder of the inexplicable that still lurked in the shadows. The sense of relief that washed over Emily and Lily as they left the silent children's playground was profound. The oppressive atmosphere of the deserted playground seemed to lift, and the haunting laughter that had echoed around them faded into the distance. The world beyond the playground felt reassuringly real, a comforting contrast to the eerie unreality they had just experienced. They walked back through the streets of Willowbrook, the weight of their shared ordeal slowly easing from their shoulders. The cobblestone streets, the cozy cottages, and the warm glow of street lamps all felt like beacons of normalcy and familiarity. They had escaped the grasp of the unknown, and their cottage was just a stone's throw away. Once inside the safety of their home, they locked the door, and the dim light of their living room enveloped them. They sat on the worn sofa, their breaths returning to a steady rhythm, and their hearts slowly finding their natural beat. The eerie laughter was a distant memory, a sound that had lost its spectral grip. Yet, despite their relief, an enduring sense of unease lingered. The encounter with the silent children had left an indelible mark on their psyches. They couldn't deny the otherworldly quality of the experience, the inexplicable laughter that had followed them even to the safety of their home. As they nestled together on the couch, mother and daughter found solace in each other's presence, their shared ordeal forging an unbreakable bond. The world outside their cottage felt both familiar and strange, a reminder that some mysteries could not be easily explained or left behind. In the silence that followed, the haunting memory of the silent children's playground lingered in the corners of their minds, a constant reminder that the boundaries between the known and the unknown were not always clear. They would forever carry with them the chilling echoes of their encounter, a reminder of the supernatural that lurked just beyond the veil of the known, waiting to be uncovered in the shadows. The night had passed, and a new day dawned over Willowbrook. The sun's warm rays streamed through the lace curtains of Emily and Lily's cottage, casting a golden glow over the cozy living room. It was as if the events of the previous evening had been relegated to a distant dream, a figment of their imaginations. Yet, the memory of the silent children's playground lingered like a shadow in their minds. The visit had left an indelible mark on their souls, and a lingering unease colored their perception of the world. The eerie laughter, even now, seemed to echo in the corners of their thoughts. Emily, sitting at the kitchen table with a cup of tea, looked out the window, lost in contemplation. She couldn't shake the feeling that they had encountered something beyond the realm of the known. Her skepticism had been challenged, and her curiosity had been both sated and awakened. Lily, sitting on the floor, her toys scattered around her, seemed unusually introspective. Her hazel eyes, once filled with innocence, now held a trace of wisdom beyond her years. The encounter had brought them closer, deepening their bond as mother and daughter, but it had also opened their eyes to the mysteries that lay just beyond the surface of their quiet town. As the day unfolded, Willowbrook carried on with its usual rhythms. The townsfolk bustled about, unaware of the chilling encounter that had unfolded the night before. Life continued, but for Emily and Lily, a newfound awareness of the inexplicable had taken root. The memory of the silent children's playground remained a lingering enigma, a puzzle that defied explanation, a haunting presence that whispered in the back of their minds. The boundaries between the known and the unknown had blurred, and they couldn't help but wonder if the legends were more than just tales spawned from the imagination of the townsfolk. Their cottage, once a sanctuary of safety, now bore the weight of an experience that challenged their perception of the world. As they faced the day ahead, Emily and Lily knew that the encounter with the silent children was not a memory easily forgotten, but one that would forever shape their understanding of the mysteries that could lurk just beyond the veil of the known. The morning light bathed the cottage in a warm, golden glow as Emily and Lily sat in the cozy living room. Their shared experience at the silent children's playground still lingered in the corners of their minds, a chilling reminder of the supernatural that lurked just beyond the veil of the known. As they sipped their tea and hot cocoa, a silent understanding passed between them. They had made an unspoken decision to keep their experience a secret. The townsfolk of Willowbrook had their own beliefs and superstitions, but Emily and Lily knew that their encounter with the unknown would be met with skepticism, perhaps even fear. In the close-knit community of Willowbrook, the townsfolk were quick to gossip, and a tale of such strangeness would surely ripple through the town. Emily and Lily had always been a part of the fabric of the town, and they didn't want their experience to set them apart or bring unwanted attention. So, they held the memory close, like a fragile, precious thing. They kept it locked away, shared only between them. The chilling laughter, the inexplicable encounter, the enduring unease, all these would remain their own secret, a reminder of the mysteries that could be encountered in the quietest of towns. They continued with their daily routines, the routines that had brought them solace and familiarity. Emily tended to her garden, and Lily played with her friends, their laughter now free of the eerie echoes that had pursued them. But, underneath the surface, their shared secret bound them together, a silent agreement to protect each other from the unknown. In the end, they realized that some experiences were meant to be held close, to be cherished as their own, to be whispered in the quiet moments of their lives. The decision to keep their encounter a secret was not just about protecting themselves, it was a way of safeguarding the enchantment of Willowbrook, preserving the tranquility of their town, and allowing the legends of the silent children to live on, undisturbed by the unsettling truth they had uncovered. The years rolled on in Willowbrook, and life carried Emily and Lily forward. They continued to be an inseparable pair, sharing their joys and sorrows, laughter and tears. Yet, the memory of the silent children's playground, the haunting laughter, remained etched in the corners of their minds. The experience had become a part of them, a haunting refrain that played in the quiet moments of their lives. The sound of children's laughter, once so innocent and pure, was forever entangled with the specter of the silent children, their existence a chilling enigma that refused to be forgotten. Lily, now a young woman, carried the memory with a mixture of fascination and trepidation. She had grown to be a wise and thoughtful soul, her eyes holding a depth of knowledge beyond her years. The experience had left an indelible mark on her, shaping her perceptions of the world and the mysteries that lay beyond the known. Emily, too, had changed. Her skepticism had evolved into a quiet acknowledgement of the inexplicable. The world had become a place of wonder and uncertainty, a place where the boundaries between reality and the supernatural were not always clear. The memory of the playground had left her with an enduring sense of curiosity, an awareness that there were mysteries in the world that defied explanation. In the quiet town of Willowbrook, life continued its gentle rhythms. The townsfolk whispered tales of the silent children, their voices colored by belief, skepticism, and a touch of fear. Emily and Lily, however, kept their secret, a shared experience that was both a burden and a gift. The memory of the haunting laughter, the chilling encounter with the silent children, remained a part of their lives. It was a reminder that the world held mysteries that could not always be unraveled, that the known and the unknown danced together in a delicate balance, and that the echoes of the supernatural could linger in the hearts and minds of those who had ventured into the shadows. The memory of the silent children's playground was a testament to the enduring power of the inexplicable, a reminder that some mysteries were meant to be held close, to be cherished and preserved as a testament to the unfathomable wonders of the world. In the end, it was a memory that, though haunting, had woven a unique and unbreakable bond between mother and daughter, a bond that would forever echo with the laughter of the silent children.